I'm going on a dark sport trip in 2 days, okay? So pretty much for prep and stuff, obviously need to have, you know, there's a lot going on in here, so don't look. I need to have my food prepped and ready to bring with me on the plane, because literally as soon as I get to Monterey, which is where the shoot is, I'm not gonna have time to like go to the grocery store, and I'm not gonna have a kitchen to cook. So you gotta do what you gotta do. So luckily, okay, I have a lot of hummus stuff that is already frozen, because in order to bring it on the plane, I'm pretty sure it needs to be frozen. I don't think all of it does, but obviously if I want the stuff to stay fresh by the time I get to Monterey, it needs to be frozen. I'm logging my weight for all my working sets. Warm-up sets I usually don't, but I'm making it a point this prep to make sure that I'm logging my weight to make sure that I can hold on to my strength for as long as possible, because once prep brain starts kicking in and my memory's already terrible, I'm gonna be like 8 weeks out and forget what weight I've been doing the entire prep. And the goal is obviously to maintain, if not continue to go up in weight as safely as we can for as long as we can throughout prep. At some point, obviously my strength is gonna start taking a hit, but I'm not going into prep with the mindset of like, oh, my strength's gonna take a hit. Big thing that I'm prioritizing for prep, well, me and my coach are prioritizing for me, I should say, is my upper glute. That's usually like the one place that's not hard for me to build, but if I don't continuously push enough volume on it, my lower glute just does not pop the way that it needs to. And especially once you start getting really lean, having that good upper glute and that shelf is really what is gonna make, one, honestly, all your poses really stand out, but especially like in the front pose when, you know, I'm here, right? We wanna be able to see glute from the front. And in my opinion, the best way to get that going is getting the medius, upper glute, nice and built. So that way when I'm lean and my waist comes in, we have that nice S curve from the front, right? And the side. And then of course in our back pose, we don't want that upper glute to look flat. I still have a lot of work to do with it, but that's just an emphasis that you guys will be seeing with my training. We're gonna be in a hotel and there is a microwave, but it's in the lobby and there's only one. Imagine lots of bodybuilders all in one hotel using the same microwave. Luckily, since I'm on a meal plan, it's pretty simple. All I need to bring is chicken, more chicken, a little bit of ground beef, my veggies and rice, and then I need to bring like rice cakes and what else? Fruit, protein powder. So I'm gonna put literally everything in a baggies and like label it all for what it is. Yeah, so that way I can like literally have all my meals separated. Hopefully I can bring it all in one suitcase. Between my food, supplements, and my clothes, I might be checking a bag. And, okay, look at this. If I end up having to check a bag, I'm bringing this with me. Look at how cute it is. It's a little air fryer. We're gonna be standing in line like Disneyland to heat up our food. So I was like, why not bring an air fryer? Oh my gosh. My coach actually told me, look, it's so cute. My coach was like, I do it all the time, like bring an air fryer so that way in case like I end up somehow having time to go to the grocery store, which I probably won't. It's a really short trip. It's only like literally 2 days. I leave Wednesday afternoon, come back Friday afternoon, but gotta do what you gotta do because I can't be off track for 2 days. So have like a big bag of chicken, big bag of beef, big bag of green beans, big bag of rice. And the rest of the stuff is all, like I said, rice cakes and what is it? Non-perishable items. Okay, wait, I need to do some math here. Success. You know what's crazy is me getting out a pen like I needed to write down what this is. Like I can't just look. I was gonna keep them all in one, but I feel like this will be easier to eat. Ugh, jeez. In the morning, so I'm only gonna be there for 2 mornings. Creatine, 5 grams. L-glutamine, 10 grams. So I need 20 grams of L-glutamine, 10 grams of creatine, and then all of my like actual vitamin stuff as well. I don't need to bring I don't need to bring protein powder at all because I only have protein powder post-workout, and my coach moved around my rest days, so that way Thursday I'm resting, Wednesday I'm working out, but I'm gonna work out before I go to the airport, and then Friday I get back like in the afternoon, so I'll be working out when I get back. So those are kind of the only like powdery things that I need. And then vitamins wise, fish oil. Hold on, let me move this out of the way. This dirty thing. Yeah, so fish oil, magnesium is huge. I think everybody should be taking magnesium. Probiotic, ashwagandha, digestive enzymes, multivitamin, vitamin C. This is quite the list, huh? What else do I need? I think that's pretty much it. But, oh, and then I like having these little electrolyte packs. Like I said, just because we are like all about the cabin the entire time we're on these trips, I'm usually not the best at getting my water in. I'm going to be, but I'm usually not the best. So I'm gonna bring some electrolyte packets just in case, like I'm not doing great with my water, which I'm not gonna let myself do that just in case. Just so I'm getting electrolytes in and I don't get dehydrated, because it's happened before. Yeah, that's pretty much it for like the supplements and stuff. Luckily, like I said, I'm only gonna be there for truly 2 mornings, so I'm not really tripping too much about it. Oh, one other thing. My coach pretty much, because I told my coach like I'm going on this small trip. For this one, she's honestly not tripping too much. It's more so about, she was like, even if we kind of just maintain where we are on the, you know, the trip, it's fine. So it's kind of, we're going into it with no stress. Still being on plan, but no stress. Slay. Okay, one thing I'll say about adductors, I always do like, I call it like a primer set. Adductors are one of those muscles that, in my opinion, if you don't warm them up properly, you're gonna pull something. Quads are a little bit different. I can usually do like a couple really light warm-up sets and just go straight into working quads, same with glutes, but adductors are one of those things for me where I really have to get like a good priming set before I start loading a lot of weight, otherwise, no bueno. We're just gonna do a little recap of last week, kind of where I'm at physically, maybe a little bit mentally, kind of a little check-in, you know. So, last week was week 2 of prep. Honestly, prep so far, smooth. I wouldn't really expect it to be anything less. Like, we're not far enough into it for it to be like, I'm super starving or like super exhausted or anything like that. Obviously, like my fatigue levels are a little bit higher, just because a little bit less food, but like my food is still high enough that I feel like satisfied with it. Training's still been good. At first it was definitely like my strength wanted to take a little bit of a hit, but I'm forcing myself to not let that happen. So I would say like the mental aspect of the gym is like definitely like not letting myself be complacent, I guess you could say. Yeah, so training's been good, everything like that. Been on my cardio for sure. That's obviously a huge priority. Doing my fasted cardio, my post-workout cardio, that already is kind of like routinely for me, so that's been fine. Meals are good, honestly, because I do the same thing kind of what you guys just saw with like the cooking. Like when I have meal prep stuff and then anything that I need to prep, I just just make big batches of it, and then I pull and weigh stuff as I need it. I used to meal prep meal by meal, so I'd make a bunch of meals, but honestly, that's just like, one, a lot of dishes, two, I don't really need to do that because I'm lucky enough to be home for like a good chunk of the day, so I can kind of just go to the fridge, weigh stuff out. Super easy to get in though. Like, I have been having to not push my first meal a little bit further in the day, but like, I'll kind of take my time with doing fasted cardio, doing a little bit of stretching and like vacuum stuff in the morning. So I can push my first meal a little bit more, just so that way by the end of the day I'm not like super hungry. At some point it's inevitable in prep that you're gonna be hungry. Even if you're just doing a cut, it's inevitable. At some point hunger is gonna be a thing, and I'm okay with that. But yeah, it's been fine right now. So I got an espresso machine, which is super exciting. Not just like the little Nespresso. I had one of those, still do, but the little pods are like not very good for you, so I ended up purchasing a real espresso machine, okay? And I'm really excited for it because Coach's protocols are a double shot espresso before my workout. It's not very realistic for me to go to a coffee shop before every single workout like that, and it's costs more money. But yeah, mental side of things, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit I'm not burnt out. I'm just, there's been a lot of like really great things going on, so it's like a good feeling of being overwhelmed, but I still have been a little bit overwhelmed. And I'm not like complaining about that. Like I always say, I'd rather be hustling than struggling to find a hustle, so. Really? So, yeah, just like life stuff, you know, business end of things. Like I know you guys see just mainly like fitness stuff for me, but like at the end of the day, I do run a business. I do have other responsibilities that I need to make sure I'm on top of. So just been kind of trying to keep up with that, and also preparing myself to travel in the midst of all that. You know, keeping my priorities in line while still making sure prep is like at the front of it. So I think just still kind of learning that balance a little bit as the weeks go on. It's just going to kind of become routinely for me, but you mix travel in there a little bit. It doesn't necessarily make things more complicated. You just definitely have to be better at planning ahead for sure. So,
are you looking forward to your dark sport trip?
Yeah, so dark sport trip this week. Like I said, that's what I was getting all the food ready for. So this is like, I don't know how much I can talk about it, but I'll give you guys like a little glimpse of what it is. It's for one of our bigger collections. It's gonna be like a big photo shoot and a whole thing for like 2 days. I can't give you guys like the itinerary or anything like that, but yeah, it's gonna be very exciting because one, I get to see everybody, and I know there's some new people as well that I'll get to meet, so that's super exciting. But yeah, I get to see all my dark sport friends, so that's super exciting. These trips are always really fun. They're very back-to-back, so that's another part of the reason why like I need to be very prepared with my food and just my supplements and all that, because there's not really a lot of downtime to like sit and chill and eat. Like I'm gonna be bringing it with me, which is totally okay. Yeah, and then next week, well, I have check-ins tomorrow, which by the time you guys see this will be like a week after, but I have check-ins tomorrow with my coach, so we'll see what she says. Thank you guys so much for watching this past 2 weeks video. I appreciate you for tuning in, and I hope to see you on the next one. Peace.